Okay, I got a little bit of a shorter one for you. This is just an update video to one of my previous videos on Joe Biden's student loan debt. So the Supreme Court has ruled on it. They struck it down. I'm not surprised, but that's just what happened. So his student loan debt to relieve 10,000 for borrowers, 20,000 for Pell Grant recipients, for I think it was $125,000 or less in income. It's been struck down. Now, hopefully Joe Biden continues to fight on this front. A lot of his younger supporters, they support him heavily on this stuff, and a lot of polls say that young people, if he didn't fight for this stuff, they wouldn't support him at all. Now, this might be tied into this. It's not directly related, but right now, a lot of the polls that I see of younger people who support Joe Biden is pretty low. It's 30% to 40%. It depends on which polls you look at, but that's the ballpark that he's in right now. So, Biden, he invoked the HEROES Act to pass the bill. Now, the HEROES Act was a law during COVID that froze federal student loans or modified federal student loans to help people out in that era. Now the Supreme Court says that doesn't apply anymore. So, but Joe Biden, he can still try to pass legislation to fight student loan. A lot of people are recommending he use the 1965 Higher Education Act. Basically, it just made it easier for people to get into college using the government. Now, a lot of people, like I mentioned in the last video, they criticize government spending for student loan forgiveness, but meanwhile, the government has an $800 billion military budget, and we're sending money to Ukraine, we're sending money a lot of places, but college, that can't be one of them. And we have free elementary school, free middle school, free high school. So I don't think it'd be too much to ask for free college. This is for people who want to be able to choose their career path, and I don't think you should have to risk living the rest of your life in debt because of that. And something scary about student loans is you can't file bankruptcy on them. So you could just be screwed for life. I mean, look, 90% of student debt is owned by the government. That's something you should try to keep in your mind. The government, they have a lot of control over this. Now, if Joe Biden does invoke the 1965 Higher Education Act, you could argue that the Supreme Court will still, say, hey, nope, it's not going to happen. But at least it shows that Biden is fighting for this issue consistently. I don't know if he will. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But like I've mentioned, I'm on the side of student loan forgiveness because then you open people to more broad opportunities. You encourage people to buy houses, maybe have kids, all of that good stuff. And a point I should be making is some people, they can never pay off their student loans. Like some people, they just die and they're still in student loan debt. I guess the point I should end off on here is I really hope Joe Biden keeps fighting for this. I don't know that he will. Nobody knows if he will. But if he wants to get more support from young people and people who want to go to college, can't afford it maybe, that's the way to do it, I think, right now. Listen, a lot of Joe Biden's base, they support him, but not very much. Like, it's not like with some politicians where they almost have like a cult of like people who will never leave them, always stay by their side no matter what they do. With Joe Biden, I think it actually matters what he does. Not that he knows what he's doing, but if whoever's telling him what to do can get him to go in this direction, God, God bless them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully this will develop into something else in the future. I'll never be tired of hearing the arguments for let's forgive some student loans, or hell, let's even have free college. Like I mentioned earlier, we already have free education from elementary to high school and whatnot, but I want to extend that. That'd be nice.